think that's us live. I believe. Hello everyone. Welcome to day, oh my god, what are we? 65 of Naruto-ness. Naruto goodness. Naruto battles. Naruto things. I'm back. I say I'm back. Makes it sound like I'm on a hiatus. I'm not. I literally, all it was is just, I was not feeling up to streaming on Sunday morning. Otherwise this would have been stream all day 66. But alas, it is not. But I'm back. I'm ready to go. We're rearing to go. I have a goal. My goal today is to get down to 6,290. So that is what we're aiming towards. Beans. And we're going to go from there. And roll call today. Delicious wildberry ambrosia, wildberry ambrosia ice cream, should I be more specific. A lovely blueberry flavored Greek yogurt and some frozen blueberries. So we're just berried up for dessert today. And to supplement that, of course, cup of tea as usual. And once I pick my things, I'll introduce my lovely two assistants. Cup of water number 1 and, oh my goodness, cup of water number 2. Lovely. And that is the roll call for today. The boy will be joining us shortly. I make that sound like he's actually participating. He's not either. He'll just be on the back looking at trade me stuff. So that is, and that is today. But other than that, we're just going to crack into it as we always do, especially with Naruto-ness. Because what? Because I've got to get through 90 fights today. And what? What does that mean? Means that can't have any delays. We've just got to get into this. Oh, lovely, jubbly. Okay, 2 fights done. Oh, I'm dropping blueberries. Okay. But in terms of how y'all be doing, I'm just trying to think if I've got any updates. I feel like I do. Can't think of what those will be though. Work. Start off an absolute rubbish week, or just like one of those weeks where you just feel like I'd rather be anywhere but now. And then this afternoon, while busy, didn't feel bad. Actually felt pretty okay. And yeah, and then, because tomorrow, obviously Friday, tomorrow, but then we've got a long weekend ahead of us, so does that mean an extra stream on Monday? Yes, obviously. What it will be though, TBC. Most likely trails, because I feel like I'm right at the end, and I just want to finish this game because I need to know what happens at the end, desperately. So that will probably most likely be Monday. Yeah. What else? Oh, I know that my year of rejuvenation, where I was gonna lose a hell of a lot of weight, be super fit and healthy and eat better, I know that it's got a slow start. I did my February weigh-in. I lost 100 grams from January, which is understandable considering I did not do the amount of exercise or healthy eating that I was planning. But it's always a new month. And because this month I am introducing healthier sleep hygiene habits. So hopefully my healthier sleep hygiene habits supplement supplement my weight loss goals in the sense that because my body actually can rest properly, we're actually going to get somewhere. Okay, this guy does not want to be... Evan's just... Oh my lordy, can we just please, can someone... There we go, just hit with an ultimate jutsu, that's all I want. And I now can't even get my blueberries on my spoon. Well, hello! Welcome! How art thou? On this fine, slightly overcast, but not quite, evening. Or black as night, early morning for you, or late night. It's cold. -6. Whoa. Goodness, I hope you are wrapped up toasty. Have you got one of those hoodies, like the giant oversized hoodie blanket things? Because if you haven't, get one. Oh my lord, you will not be disappointed. It is the coziest thing. It is the coziest bloody thing you'll ever have in your life. And if it's only mildly warm, you're going to be absolutely toasting when you put it on. It's fantastic. So no, hashtag highly recommend. 10 out of 10. But no, but how are you? How is work going alright? Is life going alright? Oh my goodness. I feel like my controller's on its last legs in terms of the power cable. Or rather the power cable slot. Just looking at my fight matchups, and this should be a relatively okay day. Oh no! Oh, that sucks. Oh no, hopefully, like, do they have like creams, or do they have things that you can take that help sort of mellow it out? My goodness. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, this lovely your bitterly cold evening doesn't stay too bitterly cold. It gives your skin a break. No, I'm doing alright. I'm doing okay. Work's been meh. Today was just a day of scheduling meetings for the next couple of weeks. But I've just been feeling pretty meh, you know? Yeah, I'll be alright. We've got a long weekend coming up, so it should be better. Well, actually, probably the only giggles that we're having this week is with our company. The guy who founded it, he's stepped away from the business, like he's sold his shares and he's going to fully, at the end of next month, he's gonna just fully just exit stage left. But one of his big things that he wanted, they tried to no avail to not push on everyone, but highly strongly encourage us to do is post on LinkedIn. Ever since he's stopped, like, you know, he's stepped away, he is posting on it every single day. And we're having such a laugh in the office because it's the kind of stuff that you like, just post it on your Facebook, mate. No one wants to hear about your opinion about the Crocs shop and how Crocs might be making a resurgence. And is this a trend, or is it a fad, or is this, you know, a sign of business, you know, business whatever to come? And everyone's just having an absolute giggle because he's just gone mad with LinkedIn stuff, like completely and utterly mad. And that's like the only moment of levity in this week, I guess. I feel like there's been other things, but I cannot for the life of me remember what they are. I've got the memory of a goldfish at the moment. I feel like there's something else. No, cannot for the life of me remember. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I've got it's a lovely hair bonnet, silk bonnet for meant to be for like people with like curly hair. Most of the people really like the coily hair, like the do's and the afros. But I have it because it keeps my curls nice. But the elastic keeps coming, like sliding down my head. So if I have to keep like pulling it up, I do apologise. Otherwise I'm going to look like I can't even see. Because in my year of rejuvenation, as much as I've got my 5 goals, which am I close to even getting into any of those? No, probably the vegetable guy is about the closest I've got at the moment. But one of the things I want is by the end of the year have a perfect hair routine that makes my hair flawless every time. But the rate we're going, it's going to cost like about $100 a week with all the lotions and the potions and the creams and the moisturizers and the prep. You got to like put primer on for your conditioner, and then you got to put in primer for your oils and then your conditioners after you put the condition. Oh, that's just so much stuff. And then again, I say it's so much stuff, and this is just me watching people on YouTube who have luscious curls, and all the stuff that they do. Like for me, up until recently, e.g. a couple of months ago, it was literally shampoo and then conditioner, and then you wash it, you conditioner, and then I wonder why my hair's so frizzy. And then you find out that, oh no, you're not meant to use conditioner. No, you're not meant to use shampoos with these 10 kinds of ingredients in it. So then you don't, and you only use shampoo like once every week when you have to, and then you have to put a deep conditioner afterwards. And you've got to wash out the deep conditioner and then put some kind of other conditioner in. It's just like, oh, it's just so much. It's just so much. Goodness. Oh, we got a bot. I believe we got a bot. 1 second. Just finish this fight and then we're getting rid of this. Okay, lovely. Is there accidental? Hey, hang on. We're gonna. What the? Ban. Yes. Well, how do I block? I think that's it. Is it a ban or a block that I meant to do? Not quite sure. Oh, hang on, and I need to get my Excel sheet up. There we go. Kankuro. It is a ban? Okay, good. I banned that person. One thing I realised, and I've changed it, and I'm wondering, and I actually want your opinion on whether I need it, is I realised that I think my chat was in follower only mode this entire time. So that's why I'd get random bots following. It's because the only way that they can put something in chat is if they followed. So I'll just get like random ones, and then yeah. So then I'm like, well, is that something I should be having on? But then I'm thinking, well, no, I don't want to, because my thought was, I'm not asking for follows. I don't want people to feel like they have to if they just want to put something in chat. I think I might have actually done it to stop randos, just posting random stuff. But then I don't want to stop people from doing it. I'm just, yeah. Choices. Oh, fabulous. Oh, thank you. I'll just, I'll check it after this. 1 second. Oh my lordy, come on. Come on. Okay. Oh Jesus Lord, hurry up. I hate playing as Conqueror so much. Such a numpty. It takes so long. Oh, thank God. Okay. Yes, no, they are worth every penny, I must say. I must say. Oh, that didn't even kill him. You're having a giggle. You are having an absolute wheeze. There we are. Goodness gracious. Okay, hang on 1 second. Seribot. Thank you. So is that just something does that thing just automatically knock him off? Oh, I've got my blueberries. How are they doing out there? Ugh. But yeah, so long story short, I've taken it out of followers only mode. Because I don't want people to feel like they have to follow if they want to put something in chat, because that's not what I'm about. I ain't about that, and I had no idea. It must have been the setting I'd put in yonks ago, and just never realised until I had a look. Okay. Chio. Oh, say it ain't so. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare and a half. Oh god, no. Please. They are the utter foils of each other. Oh my lordy. Goodness. What you making? A shake? With more shake. What is it? Oh, okay. Oh, come on. I hate this. This is giving me pain and giving me frustration. Goodness gracious. Oh my lord, and then my controller. I'm just having the worst day today. I swear to God. Oh, life is pain. Okay. Right. Well, at least though, at least once I've done these matchups, I never have to do them again. That's the only silver lining in all of this. Please, can the next... I'm just looking through. The next fight's any better. We've got some absolute shockers coming up. Am I going to be able to get to 20 fights by the end of half an hour at this rate? Probably not. So much. Come on. There we go. Thank you. Like literally the only chance I have is if she chakra dashes in. Okay, screw it. Right, is this going to be any better? Come on. Come on. Okay. Right. And then another reanimation. Oh, did you just open the window?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm gonna actually full on have a meltdown any second now. Today I'm just not feeling the best. Okay, anyway, I think the only thing is if I can just find, basically all I need to do is just find a way for the Xbox Series X controller to work on the PC, because the last time I tried, it just wouldn't do it, wouldn't take it. And if I can just do that, then I'm not going to have to faff around with this controller cable. Oh my god. I do apologise for the frustration. I'm just looking. No, I'm probably gonna be under time. Right, what is some good... is there any good news that's come out in the last week? I don't believe so. Star Wars has been delayed. Apparently SpongeBob is average at best. I'm just like, oh goodness. Oh, and when I say SpongeBob, I mean the latest SpongeBob game. Apparently, it is... Apparently it's got SpongeBob stuff in it, but it's a very bare bones. I think they describe it as, which breaks my soul. Star Wars Survivor's been delayed. It's just been one of those weeks. Has anything happened? Anything at all? It's 100 days to go till Tears of the Kingdom. I suppose that's a good thing. What else? What else? We got one of my colleagues' work anniversaries tomorrow, so we've got chocolate and raspberry cake coming to the office, which I'm very excited about. That's probably a highlight, actually. That's a highlight of the week. I think I didn't get praise exactly for getting more money, but we had a client who was asking for some training, and they had 4 hours that they could use in their basically support. It's not really sort of SLA, but like support hours that we have allocated for them. And so we calculated that for us to be able to do the training that they wanted, they would need 7 to 8 hours worth, rather than just 4. So using my sweet talking and my lovely kind tone, managed to convince the general manager of the client to allow us the 7 to 8 hours worth and to pay us double what they were wanting to pay. So that was great. That was probably a win, I guess. Even though it's actually more of a win for them, really, because to be able to give them training that they actually, or that is of quality and of value, they were going to need to pay double. Or no, pay double sounds like we've bumped our prices up. Pay double is in the amount of hours that they need, because it's I suppose it's been the biggest learning curve for me, I guess, as a consultant, is that, okay, 4 hours of training, 4 1-hour training sessions. You're like, great, 4 hours. It's like, no, because then you have to think about, okay, how long is it going to take me to prep for those training sessions? We can say an hour per training session to pull the training material together, to make sure that your demos are all, all set up and working. You then have to think about, are you going to be doing follow-ups after the training session, in which case that's time. Are you going to be, are you travelling to the site, in which case, so we charge like half travel. So if it's 50 minutes there, 50 minutes back, we'll only charge them for the 15 minutes rather than half hour. So there's all of that. So 4 hours of training adds up to like an hour worth of travel, 2.5 hours worth of prep and follow up. So it's Yeah, and that's just to be able to give them what they want. Like, sure, yeah, we can rock up and just do no preparation and know nothing beforehand. I mean, I would like to think I could do a decent job, but definitely nothing that you'd be wanting to pay a couple $100 an hour for, sort of thing. So it's all that sort of stuff that you have to really very carefully balance, because you don't want to just do, charge them for time just for the sake of it. You want to find the balance between, okay, what do I actually need to get the job done, and what amount of hours would just be taking the piss out of them. So you got to find in the middle. Okay, is this fight 20? I wonder. Can't remember. Because if it's fight 18, I'm severely behind time. I feel like it's fight 18. Oh no, it's fight 20. Okay, well, not too bad. And the other thing too is that when you're trying to teach, so I've got to teach basically doing training sessions with 4 teams, all from the same company, on Microsoft Teams, about Microsoft Teams, and one team is like advanced level, one team is intermediate level, and then the other 2 teams it's more of an introductory session. So you have to, you essentially have to know what classifies as introductory, medium, and advanced level stuff when it comes to Microsoft Teams, which for the ways that we recommend to use it, there's this very, very small gaps between those 3. So part of my effort is really going to have to be, okay, making sure that I'm not dumbing down the advanced one and I'm not going too handy for the other ones. Because a lot of the stuff will be the same across them all, really. Okay, this fight's going slightly better. AI hasn't just gone crazy. Okay. The day / evening / night is... We're slowly getting better. Okay. Are you playing Minecraft? You building fast? Alright. Oh, that's right. That's what's happened this week. So at the weekend, downloaded Minecraft from Game Pass on the Xbox, and then I was like, "Ooh, this is great. I'll just, it's one of those games that I just like jumping in every now and then, just chilling. It's kind of like my meditative, just completely wind down, turn my brain off, just because I only do creative mode in Minecraft. And then it was like, hey, do you want to sync a old world that we found from Xbox One? I'm like, yes please, of course. And then so then I loaded it up, and then I'm like, oh my god, I remember this. It was a like a super flat world, and basically I tried to do a giant city, which I'd only done probably about 1/20th of it. But I had some killer buildings in there, as if I say so myself. So then I took the boy on like a good half hour. Yeah, good half hour tour of all my buildings. Were you impressed? He was very impressed. And then I'm just like, oh, I've got the bug again. Let's go. So then I was like carrying on. I was doing all like an underground train station because I had a whole district plan mapped out for my giant city. I couldn't remember half of it though, because this was all like 6 years ago that I had started it. And then I'm thinking, I'm doing it, and I'm thinking to myself, I go through this thought process every single time I start a Minecraft world on super flat mode. As I get to the thing, I'm like, it's too flat, and I can't be bothered landscaping. So then I always go into a normal depth world, not super flat world. And then I have the, I start building around all the hills. I'm like, oh, this looks like a good spot to build some houses. So I start there, and I'm just like, oh no, now I've got to level everything because I need my giant castle, and there's no plot of land that's large enough and smooth enough that makes sense for my castle. So then I go back onto super flat world, and then it's just this never-ending cycle. But, so I've started up a new world. It's called, aptly, Bunville. After my boy, and I'm building a giant castle at the moment because I managed to find it's actually where a village is, so I'm going to have to mow down a village, plateau large enough for my castle. It's going to be a lovely castle, very opulent, regal and majestic, and so I've started building that, and it's great. It's just lovely. You just chuck it in and you just start building stuff. And then the best thing about creative mode is that because it's creative mode, your only limit is your imagination. So I've got my whole castle planned out. I know every single room. I just need to make sure that the lighting is on fleek. And then I get to start building my huge world, which I'm just very excited about. Like, my goal is, my ideal for the last, since probably about 2013? It's about 10 years. My goal has been to make a map-sized city / town, that'll be a city, replete with castle, of course, and a multiple districted city, with Minecraft transportation between all of them, with a central train station transport hub. And then what you do is you start at the city gate, and then there's a little treasure chest, and you open up the treasure chest, and there's a little book, and then you read the book, and it says, yo, Adventurer's Journal, Day 1. I ventured to the city, and it was amazing. And basically it hints at a buried, something like, I've come to the city because legend had it that it was built on the most amazing treasure in the whole world, and the treasure is said to still be in the city somewhere. I gotta find it. So then you get clues, and then that takes you to the next little treasury chesty thing, and then there's another clue for and basically it leads on a whole citywide treasure hunt, eventually culminating in the final treasure chest, which I don't quite know what the treasure is going to be yet, whether it's just a book that says good job, or something else. I was thinking, originally my plan was to do a little Elder Scrolls reference where we have a cake and a diamond, which is, I think, it's an Elder Scrolls reference that I don't quite know why it's, like, I know why it's an Elder Scrolls reference, but I don't know why that needs to be hidden treasure. I'm sure my 16-year-old brain thought of something. Michael Rich, what up? Lovely to have you join us. How are things? How is you on this fine day? Or evening, or afternoon, or 2 o'clock in the morning? Living your life like it's golden. That's the one. That is the one. That's all you can do in life, I guess. I just chatted. You've caught me in the middle of my giant rave. The opposite of a rant's a rave, isn't it? About my giant Minecraft, my grand vision for a Minecraft city I'm building in creative mode. And essentially, the moral of the story is I've caught the Minecraft bug again, and I'm just every day after work I'm just putting more carpet in my castle, just slowly chipping away at it. Because the one problem with console Minecraft is that you can't use any commands, even though it says you can. Oh wait, I haven't tried with a keyboard yet. So I actually might be able to actually, if I just plug a keyboard in, I might actually be able to use commands. In which case, I'm gonna triple, quadruple, increase tenfold my building speed. Because at the moment it's brick by painful brick. So especially when you've got tiled, like checkerboard style pattern floors in your giant 200 brick long block. It's not bricks, it's blocks. In your 200 block long castle, takes a bit of time. Just a tad. Ow. Right, come on. Oh my lordy, bruh. Come on, please. Please, Conqueror, please. Can you stop being a nub? There we go. Lordy Lou. I've got another Conqueror fight. What is with this? So many Conquerors today. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right, I'm just going to update the list. Because we are down to 6354. Oh, Michael Rich. You'll probably be wondering what all this this whole things I'm doing. Because you're like, why are you just doing random fights? I've got to give you the backstory. I decided when I was like 8 when I was playing Naruto games with the PS2. I'm like, I would love to do every character in the Naruto roster versus every other character in the Naruto roster. So I thought, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it with the game that we've got the largest roster with to date. That might all change when the next one comes out. And so that is literally what I'm doing. I'm doing every single character in the roster versus every other single character in the roster. I've got a whole bunch of matchups all randomly generated, and I track them all in a giant spreadsheet, and we just do it. And I've just got a little counter that tells me how many fights I've got left, which I do have to manually update, so it's not always live. And that is me, and that is my life. And we are on schedule as of today. We are on schedule to finish October this year, which will be exciting. Ooh. My first Naruto game was, and I suppose I can, so really it was Ultimate Ninja 2 on the PS2. And Bull, that is fine, lurk away, not a problem. But yeah, Ultimate Ninja 2 on the PS2 was was my first. If you want to be really super technical, my first Naruto game was on the cartoonnetwork.com.au site. They had a Naruto Flash game, which was literally just like top down. You pick Naruto, Sasuke, or Sakura, and it's just one of those sort of auto. Would you call it bullet hell? I guess you could call it bullet hell. No, not really bullet hell. Probably a strong word. But basically a game, and then you just throw shuriken at bandits coming down from the top of the screen, and then you've got you can pick up orbs and then do like a chakra attack, and then basically the chapter bosses were just, it was essentially the Bandit Brothers, I can't remember what they're called, right, like the Zabuza Haku arc. In fact, actually, I think, the first chapter boss was the two Bandit Brothers, second chapter boss was Haku, and then the third one was Zabuza, and that was it. So that was technically my first Naruto game. So and that was, oh god, when was that? Like 18 years ago. Some ridiculous number. Oh my god, has it really been that long? In fact, actually, now that I think about it, another first Naruto game, I think I would have played Ultimate Ninja. I think my first time playing the first Ultimate Ninja was my dad It was like one of those screens and consoles that they set up in the store, and you could just play games. They had a PS2 with it on the screen, so me and my dad played it, and he beat me. And I can't believe it. I had to hand in my Naruto card. It's my dad, who does not care for anime at all in the slightest. Would always make fun of it whenever I watched it. He beat me at a Naruto game. I was so just... It cut deep. Cut deep. But I have a question. Seeing as you have played the whatchamacallits, the games. You have played the PS2 games, and I'm gonna guess you've played the Storm games as well. Do you have a opinion on whether the PS2 or the Storm games were better? Because I actually have an opinion, and I wouldn't say it's a controversial opinion because I don't actually know what mass opinion is. But yeah, because when I think back on it, I think I prefer the PS2 games, and I think probably just the style of it. Yeah. Yeah, fair. I think it's like I mean, they're both, it's like comparing ice cream and frozen yogurt. They're both amazing. It's just like literally just comes down to personal taste. But no, I think the thing I like about the PS2 ones is just the ultimates were so, like, I just loved them, like, completely, like, to the point that I would, when I'm playing against the computer, and I think I said it that, when you have to do the button mashing or the control spin, I'll do that, and then I'll just sit back and watch this beautifulness play out in front of me, and I'll be like copying all the moves and doing all the with the lines and everything as it happens. It was a bit tragic, but that's my experience with it, and oh, I loved it so much. And Cynthia's hello, welcome, come on in, the water's fine. That's right, you mess up the ultimates, and then, if I remember correctly, some of them it wouldn't, maybe, I think it was a guy, it was, well, like one of Guy's senseis, Guy's ones where he has to do like 100 push-ups or something, and I think if you got it right, he would do the 100th push-up, and then whatever, and then I think if you messed it up, he would fail it or something. I can't quite remember. Yeah, but I just remember when I'll be playing with mates, and then especially when you've got like the button mashing one, like everyone just tilts their controllers to the side, just like mashes it as hard as they can. It got so competitive, which was great, which is what I loved. Oh, that's right, the loading minigame. That's right. Yeah, and I'll always remember. I think the mini game that I don't know if I despised it or not, but it would always make my hands hurt. Was it? No, it was Lee and Guy's mini games, and I think it was I want to say it was in Ultimate Ninja 2 rather than 3, where, like with Guy, where you had to do the handstand race, and you had to alternate between the circle and triangle buttons, and you had to get the timing so good, or else you'd do your little handstand thing, and you'd have to mash, like alternate and go as fast as you possibly could. I just remember my hands just aching afterwards, and it was difficult. Like, you had to be nigh on perfect to be able to win it as well. I just remember that mini game. And I remember 10-10s was so easy. That it's just like, okay, this is, come on Tinder, you can try harder. Oh my god, that's right, unlimited, that's right, the unlimited substitutions. Oh, the memories. That's right, and then you do the ultimate substitutions and it'll get like faster and faster and faster or something. Because I also remember, and I think it was, I can't remember if it was in the 3, but like when you'd get the, when you like the missions where you had to do certain things in the fight to get bonus XP or something, and there was one thing, what am I on about? Sorry, my words fail me today. There was one thing, goal, requirement, what's the word? Thing? And it was, the wording of it was so so weird that no one knew what it meant. It's like, get 3 bonus attacks or something, or extra hits. Get 3 extra hits in the game. And you're just like, what do you mean by extra hits? Like, what do you mean by extra hits? There's like nothing that tells you what an extra hit is. And it was when you did when you do the moves that send them flying and then you jump behind them to go and do the extra one. That was an extra hit. I think I ended up looking online for it because I'm like, what is an extra hit? Please, GameFAQ, Neo Seeker gods, tell me please. Sasuke. Turn on Mangekyo Sharingan. Oh, and Michael Rich, I asked this question of everyone, of all the Naruto fans that come my way, and there is a correct answer, and I'll say it's actually been a 50-50 split on who's gotten the answer correct. In terms of Naruto characters, and whether you just like them as a character, or whether you just like, yeah, whatever. Kabuto, yes or no? That is the question I ask everyone. You can probably guess from the fact that I even ask it as a question what the answer is, what the correct answer is, but I'm curious. I'm curious which list I need to add your name to. In fact, is there anything that shifts my opinion on Kabuto at all? No. Not at all. Fair. Yes, you got the answer correct, may I just say. Great. I'm adding you to the list of winners. Yeah, no, I cannot I don't think I've ever hated a character in Naruto more than I despise him. I despise him with such a most burning passion, and that even like characters in other games or other anime or other whatever, anything that even just reminds me of him or has the same mannerisms, I like instantly dislike just by process of association. Cannot stand it. Great. Good answer. Good answer. Hinata and Sasuke Orochimaru. I think the only, was there any Kabuto moment actually that I liked? I think I think the only moment, and it's not even because it was him, it's just I just like if any you know, I think any other character could have done it. Is the bit like where he's fighting Tsunade, and she whacks him and completely resets all his nerve endings or something. And then he eventually works out what brain signals trigger what limbs to move, and then he eventually learns how to stand up, even though all of his brain nerve wirings are all mixed up. That was cool. It sucks that it had to be him though that did it. Oh, Scythius, go for it. Go for your hot take. We are a hot take safe zone. No hot take. It is too spicy. Because I feel that I have. I feel like when I see general opinion of Naruto related things, I feel like I've also got lots of hot takes as well. Scythius? That's not a hot take, that is the truth. Can I just say? No, I fully agree with that. I have fonder memories of Naruto than I do of Shippuden. Fully. I will say it and I will shout it from the rooftops, and it is a hill I will die on. The Chunin exams arc, the best arc Naruto has ever had, ever. It is, from start to finish, utterly beautiful and amazing, and just the pinnacle of just Naruto. I love it. It is just, yeah. You're the outcast, oh my goodness. Yeah, because I find that, because when I think about it, in fact, yeah, do they, yeah, no, I'd agree with that, actually. Yeah, Shippuden does have really good highlights. I'm just looking at Naruto Sage Mode, like the, pain, just completely obliterating the village, was great, was fantastic. But, I mean, as dark as that sounds, but no, I agree. I find that Naruto's story was fun, but it just felt more cohesive. It just felt... There were just some moments in Shippuden where you're just like, wait, what? That's a leap. Like, either it happened too quickly or characters were making decisions that, like, everything just felt like it went too fast, I think. Like, in the span of, I don't know, what seems like a tiny amount of time, you're going from pain destroying the village to the ninja war. Like, you're just like, whoa, hold up a second. Like the whole Orochimaru in the sand invading the village, that was a slow burn. Well, it wasn't as slow a burn, but, you know, it felt like it, you know, it had the correct build up and correct time for the parts that it needed. And also I found that in fact, actually, you know, because the Sasuke versus Deidara fight is actually really good. I rate that in like my favorite fights. But yeah, nothing beats the Chunin exams for me. Like, nothing beats it. I can't think of any other arc. Like, Sasuke retrieval arc's pretty good. I think what I liked, actually, if I put it like this, I think the one-on-one fights in Naruto I preferred. I think they did that better. Who was I just facing? Kisame. Oh. Is that a hot take? See, if I was back, if I reverted back 15 years to like my 12-year-old, 11-year-old self, I would have fought you. I would have been like, he's the best ever. He is amazing and just amazing. As all 12-year-old girl fans of Naruto would say. As in my old age and my wisdom, I would tend to agree with you more as time went on. I think he was fine at the start. And then I want to say I think the whole Tsunade retrieval arc. I think I think he was fine in the tuning exams. Fine, I guess, in the Sasuke retrieval arc. I think everything outside of that, nah. Yeah, and then in Shippuden, I think his fight with Itachi is god tier. But then again, everything outside of that, up until the war arc, is meh. Is mid the correct term? I sound like such so ancient when I say that. Is that a? I'm not hip with the kids on the lingo. Is when people say when something's mid, are they saying it's just meh? Are they saying it like it's not amazing or it's not blur? It's just meh? You can tell I live under a rock as well. Oh, also, and I don't know if this is a hot take. Sakura has never been good ever, and if it wasn't for Kabuto being my least favorite, it would probably be Sakura taking up a close second. I don't know if I feel like that is a hot take generally, because I know a lot of people like Sakura, and more so in Shippuden than normal Naruto. Was I just playing as young Shino? No, I wasn't. I was playing as Sasuke. Sorry again, as I say, memory of a goldfish. Fair, but I think because she was on a team with the two of the most OP people, I think she kind of was even less like, oh yeah, she's obviously not OP, like in contrast. Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like in Shippuden I was like, oh great, she's finally useful now. Like they had like glimmers of use for her, like in the Chunin exams, where she can detect, she picks up the genjutsu that Kabuto casts. She can pick that up, like there's hints of it. There's hints of her, you know, using her brains, whereas the other two just punch stuff. Like it's just I don't know. I just never. I don't know. Maybe it's a girl thing. I don't know. That one, isn't it? Yeah. Although, because I remember reading this really interesting thing on why the teams were set up the way that they were, and I just find it so interesting. It's amazing. So they said that Team 8, so Kiba, Shino, and Hinata. Why those three paired up together? And I'm like, well, because all three of them have abilities super suited for like scouting and reconnaissance, tracking, that sort of thing. Like Hinata with the Byakugan can, you know, it's the Byakugan. Kiba and Shino, like their whole, like Kiba, it's just obvious. It's obvious that they've all got abilities related to tracking, scouting, all that sort of thing. And I suppose Kurenai is the sensei, maybe just she's got experience in that sort of thing, maybe because she's all genjutsu-y, I don't know. Then you've got, I mean, Ino, Shikamaru and Choji are just like a given anyway. Neji, Tenten and Lee, Neji, Tenten, Lee with Guy, because obviously Guy isn't ninjutsu, but then neither any of them either. Like Lee is purely taijutsu, Tenten's purely ninja tools, which I suppose you could argue that there's you know, aspects of ninjutsu to those, but generally you wouldn't think of them as, you know, they're not doing fire or water or lightning release sort of stuff. So again, makes sense. So then you think, why Naruto, Sakura and Sasuke? And whoever, like, if this is true, it's beautiful. So they said, okay, well, why those three, and why pair them with Kakashi of all people? So Kakashi is the perfect sensei for those three. He's got the Sharingan, so he can help Sasuke when Sasuke develops his. He's good with genjutsu, and I can't remember exactly how they worded it with Sakura, but there was some reason why he was good with Sakura. I think because she had knack for genjutsu, and he could just help develop that, I suppose. And then Naruto, if he ever went crazy, and Sasuke hadn't developed the Sharingan yet, Kakashi has it and would be able to rein Naruto in if things got out of hand. So it was like less pair those three together because they as a team work well together, but it's rather those three are who Kakashi needs to look after, sort of thing. And I'm like, that is so smart. It all makes perfect sense. He's the perfect sensei for them rather than they're the perfect match for each other. Which I'm just like, whoa, that makes so much sense. Oh my goodness. Because you think about it and it's true. I love it. And this is the kind of stuff, this is the kind of detail that I just think, it's just beautiful. It's just amazing. It's just gorgeous. It's like that sort of stuff that I live for. I live for the detail like that. Oh my, sorry. Every time it pauses like that, it's because the cable in my controller's just come off. Or like it's jiggled to the side and it disconnects it, so I do apologise. Hot take. Ooh. Interesting. I'd say it's an interesting take more than a hot one. I must say I agree that I didn't particularly care for that whole bit on Turtle Beach. It's not Turtle Beach, Turtle Island. I suppose I didn't care for it, I guess. I think, but I suppose it was at the point in Shippuden where they were just trying to tie up every loose end, or just try and, you know, explain everything, I guess. Yeah. Because, I mean, technically, in the Ultimate Ninja games on the PS2, I can't remember which one it is. There's one of Naruto's ultimate jutsus that Minato appears and he's like, Dad? And something, and then he does, but that's like before you know him as the Yellow Flash. So, yeah. But the whole Kushina bit, I guess, as well. I'm like, meh. Yes, no, it was the Toad Sending one. I remember it. It's like, at night time, Gamabunta appears, Minato standing on top. He then jumps up, and then Gamabunta does the whole like, and then something happens. I don't know. I think yeah. Oh, but I also read another thing about why the village basically ostracized or not isolated. The village didn't like Naruto when he was a kid, and they said it was never actually stated that the reason that Naruto was kind of outcast as a kid was because of because he had the fox and the Kurama inside of him. It was never stated at all that that was the case. The whole Sage Descent thing. Yeah, I can agree with that. I think I would agree that it's essentially, it became an 11th hour superpower for them at the end. Like, oh crap, Kaguya's here. Old beans, the bad guys are going to beat us. We need something else to keep going. Oh, by the way, you guys are descended from Indra and Asura, I think. You've now got the magical power that is just perfect enough to beat the bad person. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'll agree with that. But yeah, no, so it was never stated that they basically didn't like him because of the fox thing. The more logical reason, I think, or the reason that I think they hint at is, okay, Nine-tailed foxes just destroyed the village, or, come destroy the village. Our Hokage has just sacrificed his life to stop it. He's now dead, and this suddenly little kid turns up. Like, who the hell he? Because didn't they keep the birth secret? It was something like that, like the birth was kept secret. No one knew about Naruto, and then suddenly this kid appears, and everyone's like, who the hell are you? Hokage's just died, like, peace off. And that's why, I think that's how they explained it, but something like that anyway. Like, no one actually knew that he had the nine tails, even though it's obvious with his face. There we go. Lovely. Okay, I'll do 4 more fights and then I'll update the list. We want 5 Ojutsu and that one. Goodness, there we go. And B again. Oh, here's another hot take. And this might be a very hot take. Oh my lordy loo. Do apologise. Super hot take. B is more annoying than not. And is meh. he's meh. He's a meh character. Oh my lordy. How did I not finish that? There we go. Fab. I've got the... Ugh. Oh my goodness, giddy aunt. I think I need to hold this controller up in a very particular way. Come on, please. Finish this. Oh my. I can't kill a controller, can I? Oh no, I can smash it on the ground. Come on. You got this. I do apologize. Deeply. There we are. Right. Tobirama. And where is he? There. And young Naruto. Ooh. Oh, dang. Being himself, it became... And perseverance. Yes. Now his son. True. True. Okay, so Michael Rich, I agree with your take about Naruto being the Hokage. I mean, they kind of alluded to it in Ultimate Ninja 3. I'm gonna make references to those PS2 games till the end of the earth, because he does the whole like, I'm gonna be Hokage for a day, and then Tsunade's like, fine, go for it, buddy. And then he's like, what's all this paperwork? And then he hates it. That I'd imagine would carry on. He would be fantastic as just a normal leader, you know, as like a sensei, to keep him as just as a sensei, but not have him as the Hokage. You know, give that to like Shikamaru or something, I don't know. No, so I fully agree with that. Oh, you guys, you guys are great. You've got the best opinions. And Sithius. I'll actually agree with that. And I feel that that's, and I might not get into Star Wars because that's another, it's getting into dangerous Star Wars territory, around Rey and the abomination of those films. But I feel like that's a good point, actually. Would it have been better to keep him as the kid from nothing? You know, he's just a, I don't want to say like a normal dude. You know, there's nothing special about him beyond the fact that he's a Jinchuriki. But like exactly that, like, is because that's pretty much how they pitch it most of the time. Is that just because he's an all-around good dude, you know, wants to help people, you know, and perseveres, and you know will sit there practicing with 1,000 shadow clones, practicing the Rasen Shuriken to then go and save his friends when the world needed them most. Yeah, and then suddenly, oh, that's right, he's now, of course he's amazing because he's got all this amazingness that preceded him, sort of thing. I can see that. I can respect that quite a lot, actually. Is that what you were kind of alluding to, Sith? Or not alluding to? Is that what you were saying? That keep him as just someone who achieved greatness. It's like some people. No, I'm gonna butcher it. But yeah, have Rey from Star Wars as a nobody rather than have her as a Palpatine. I think that like it's similar. But I won't get into Star Wars. No, I can agree with that. And I think I can... Yeah. Oh no, like, passion is... never apologize or feel bad for being passionate at all. Passion shows you care, if anything. Because I think Shippuden's biggest failing is I suddenly found, if you think, well, and I could be missing gaps as well, because I only ever read the manga. I don't think I actually watched the anime, so my like visual animation version of it is literally what was in this game. But I found the ending of Shippuden, so basically the last bit of the war arc, it was just so much so quickly that it's kind of like you suddenly introducing someone in at the end and you're like, who this? You know, so you've got, okay, building up to Madara's back, and Obito's, you know, fulfilling his lifelong quest for vengeance. You know, so you've got them as the two bad guys. They go through 20 different forms. Oh no, you still haven't beaten my final form because now I'm powering up once again. So you've got that, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, Kaguya appears and go, oh yeah, by the way, I'm like the mother of ninja. Like, I am the reason chakra exists in the world. I am literally an alien. You know, that sort of thing. She just appears, has everything. I've got the Byakugan and the Sharingan and the Rinnegan, and I've got everything. Everything. And then obviously, okay, yeah, she gets beaten, so I was like, okay, you're not that great, madam. But it just kind of felt a bit, no. Like, why has Sunny bring her in? Just keep the villains as, keep the final boss, so to speak, as who you were kind of building it up to be the whole time. Keep it as Obito or Madara or whatever. Don't just suddenly introduce this other lady, you know, right at the end. I don't know, it just felt a little bit I feel by the end of Shippuden you could feel the manga studio coming in, as in like, I'm sorry Kishimoto, yeah, you might be wrapping that story up, but we've hired you for another 100 chapters. Get moving, string this shit along because we need more money. You know, I don't imagine it wasn't like that exactly, but that's what it kind of felt like to me by the end, is he had to get more story out from studio pressures, and so he had to just keep adding on and adding on and adding on, and oh crap, well, I've exhausted all I possibly could with these guys, screw it, someone else is coming in. I don't know. And I think that's where Shippuden went wrong. Or if there wasn't that pressure and he actually had the time to really, you know, not put effort into it is probably the wrong word, because he's always putting effort in, but when he had just more time to do that stuff, it would have been a stronger series. I think that's probably why the OG Naruto was just so incredible, because he had the time to sort this stuff out. Yeah. Like, I liked, oh my goodness, I liked the mundanity that chakra and ninja seemed to have in the world. That it was just, you know, chakra was just, it was you would combine your physical and spiritual power energy together, and you just combine it, and that's just something ninja learn how to do. Everyone has the potential to be able to do it. You just learn how to do it. It didn't become from some, was it like a chakra flower or something that she bought to thing? It was just I think they started to retcon. They started to retcon their own stuff in a way. Yeah. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. And I think fights became unimaginative as well, or just, you know, if you, and again, I will probably parrot on about the tuning exams far too much, but I don't care because I love it. The creativity that they used to have was incredible. Like, then again, any fight with Shikamaru anyway, ever, even going into Shippuden, was just beautiful, because I love how Shikamaru wins fights. But like his fight with Tamari was so clever. It was just, it was less about the flashiest moves, and it was far more character driven. Like, far more character driven. Like, think about Neji and Kidomaru. That whole bit was about Neji overcoming his weakness, that he's got a fucking blind spot in the back of his head, because they're even alluding to it, right? Like, when even before that, I think he's doing training with Tenten, and he misses something. He ends up missing a target, or he has to find where birds are roosting. He has to, like, say, oh yeah, there's birds over there, and he sort of hints at the end that he's missed a couple, and you're like, ooh, he's missed something, but they don't sort of put focus on it. and like Choji, and like just all of the little one-on-one fights in the whole Sasuke retrieval, like they had like a character reason for it. The fight of ideals between Naruto and Neji. It was, and then suddenly, you know, like Sasuke being just brutal in when he gets the curse mark, he's just, you know, wrecking stuff. Like the bit where he's pulling up, is it Zaku his name is? The guy with the air pressure things and this thing? That was just, I don't think you've ever, like when he's ripping his arms out of their sockets, you don't see, I don't think there's ever been a moment like that since. Like that was pretty, whoa, calm, like whoa, okay, something's changed. You know, and then Gaara just being crazy, and then the whole Lee and Gaara fight was just, I don't know, there was far more you learnt about the characters. It was, yeah, like each fight in the Naruto thing, each like proper major fight, there was so much more going on. You can talk about those fights far more than, oh, they did that cool move and then he countered with this cool move. There was, yeah, like Sakura versus Ino, that whole bit, you know, Hinata versus Neji where he almost bloody kills her. It's just like all the stuff that it got lost. It got lost. And it's a shame. It's a real shame, because it was just creme de la creme in OG. And then the Akatsuki were menacing. Like when Itachi and Kisame turn up, it's like, oh, these guys are here? Oh no, like stuff's going down. And then suddenly just the Akatsuki became, oh, it's those guys. Like there wasn't any, they lost their menace after a while. I think probably Kakuzu and Hidan probably were the last ones that actually had a menace to them. And that was probably just by proxy of what they ended up doing, but yeah. Yeah. That's right, yeah. No, he does. It was, yeah. Yeah, it's just... And then Orochimaru actually had something to him. I'm pretty sure in Shippuden he was like, what did he even do? He's just sitting in bed the whole time. Like, I don't know. It's, yeah, I mean, I could go on for ages. Yeah, oh yeah, and then just the like the creativity that you'd get with the first tutoring exam step, with the written exam, and the whole point of it was to cheat without getting caught, and just showing all the ways that they're doing it, and like Tenten using the mirrors to help Lee, and then Sasuke just kept copying the hand movements of the person beside him, and just, oh, it was amazing. It was so good. It was just so good. I need to do like a 5-hour video. 5-hour video just talking about why just that arc in particular was gorgeous. True. I feel like they might have been a bit lenient. I feel like they probably did notice someone, and actually no, because they were taking people out quite abruptly. yeah, Anka, what happened to her again? Did she just like disappear out of the picture? Or did she, no, she didn't die, did she? She kind of just was there and then wasn't. I can't remember when the last... Just trying to think. Oh, they did? Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's right. She existed. Yeah, it was a big mess. I felt like even like Shizune just faded and like there was certain characters that you could see that they were testing the waters to see what they could do with them and then just stopped. Like Shizune suddenly just became someone who does stuff, even though she's like a full-on trained medical ninja in her own right. Mm. Oh goodness. Oop. Now, I don't know if you would know the answer to this question, but it bugs me to no end. So, Naruto is a beba, and his parents die. Both of his parents die, roughly around the same time. So let's assume, at the absolute most, because he was a baby when they died, wasn't he? How did he survive? Did the elders of the village take him in? And then just at age 4, oh, here's a random empty apartment. Off you go, kid. You got this. Like, how did he survive? Did they have people feeding him? Was he living in the elder's house to age 2 or 3? Like, I cannot work it out. Because it's sort of, you get the impression, oh, he's living by himself at age 5. When did he start living by himself? Did he just subsist on air until then? I don't know. I think it's probably one of those things that's like, don't think too hard about it. Like, you just suspend your disbelief sort of thing. Oh my lordy loo. I'm just gonna hold the controller to the side like this. Because then there's the same thing with Sasuke. Because let's say he was... what did he say? How old would he have been? Was he at the academy already? So let's say like 5? 6? When his family got killed off? Is he just going down to the supermarket by himself at age 6 to get his weekly groceries, and then his parents, and then, you know, the shopkeeper's like, oh, you're a little Uchiha kid. Shame to hear about your parents. Must suck. You know, like, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things like, don't look too deeply into it. Yeah. I walk in to see my mum and dad lying bloody and deceased, deleted on the floor, with my brother standing over them. I'm not scarred for life, you know. And they're like, ah, shame. I can give you a $2 discount, guy. I can give you a $2 discount. That's about the best I can do, buddy. You're gonna have to walk them home, though. Because I'd imagine he was living in the compound for the rest of the time. Like, did they have a body cleanup squad? Did they get some unbu to come in afterwards and shift all the bodies out? Or did he have to bury everyone himself? Questions. We need these questions answered. These are the hard-hitting facts we need to know. Kishimoto, release your questions answered. The logistics edition. I suppose you would. You'd probably raid everyone's fridges to keep them going for a couple of weeks, and then you'd like sift through the bedside tables and find the wallets. I'm assuming, probably. Well, but then you think, would the village elders have had a bit of guilt, and they're like, oh, crap, Itachi didn't kill everyone. Ah, beans. I guess we'll give him some pity money. I don't know. They didn't have Itachi on speed dial and be like, bruh, we told you to kill everyone. Can you just just go back and finish the job, please? Lovely. I've got Kabuto and Temari. Oh, and, does anyone else feel, okay, the other big, huge, giant, amazing, gaping missed opportunity that they had with, probably not less so Kakashi, but more so Sasuke, is, the Sharingan's ability to copy. Like, Sasuke learns the Falcon Drop or the Lion's Barrage from Lee, from the Hidden Lotus. He learns that, does it on, what was that guy's name? Tsurugi or something. Great, fabulous. Doesn't do it again from that point on, doesn't copy anything else. Doesn't Like, it's just forgotten that that's something that he can do. Which just strikes me as such a missed opportunity. Because they said, right, well, each character needs their own thing. And I guess Kakashi's thing was that he could do pretty much anything. But then they said, right, but he's basically the lightning blade now. Naruto needs to be Rasengan, and Rasengan, Shadow Clones, and nothing else. And then Sasuke just needs to be Chidori and the 1,000 variations of it. Fireball Jutsu and nothing else. And then the Amaterasu when he gets that as well. But it's like, I mean, it's kind of the thing, like when fans do fights, like when there's like fan-made fight scenes, they always tend to be so much better than what the insert franchise here tends to be. Because fans are like, well, in reality, you know, try doing taijutsu on, you know, try fighting Sasuke with anything taijutsu related, because you can't do it. Well, in theory, you shouldn't be able to do it. Because you can see it in advance. I don't know. I mean, they had probably had to make a decision. The Sharingan is the best. Like, it is hands down the best. It's the one that everyone wants. I suppose Byakugan is a close second. Rinnegan... Is there like a definitive thing of what the Rinnegan actually... Like, if you had to describe the Rinnegan in one word, like what it does, like... What is it? But no, Sharingan is fantastic. You can do so much. And then you just have to kill a couple of people to get to version 3. To Ultimate 1, where you don't go blind. But then it's just like, the stuff you can do is insane. You can see things like 2 seconds, you know, you can see people's movements, which I'm pretty sure, and I can't remember if they explained it, but I think I've seen it somewhere explained, that the reason why is you're detecting, you can't literally just see in the future, you can detect the slightest muscle movements that would give away where someone intended to go. Like when you're running and then you're going to eventually turn right, your muscles will make this movement that the Sharingan can pick up, and that's how you kind of can tell that they're about to run to the right or whatever. But yeah, you can do that, copy stuff. You can eventually, you can do genjutsu. You can see through genjutsu, you can cast genjutsu, you can tame the Nine Tails. Like, Sasuke, you know, you can do that. You did it once, you can do it again. I think. Or maybe it's because Naruto was one with the universe. You couldn't. Yeah, and then you got the Tsukuyomi. I remember when Itachi did that on Kakashi, you were just like, whoa. Like, whoa. That is grim. Was it ever used again? Other than the infinite Tsukuyomi? Probably not. You've got the Amaterasu, you've got the Susanoo, you've just got like all of this stuff that you can do. It's crazy. It's mental. And then the Rinnegan. What even does that do? Is that just like gravity, like planet, like gravity kind of stuff? Oh my lord. I need a counter. I need to like take a shot each time my controller disconnects. Gracious. I'm gonna be drunk in about 10 minutes. Less than that, 5 minutes. I wonder if Konohamaru's gonna do the kissy kissy on Kimimaro. Oh, I read a really cool thing on the same page where they were explaining like all the class matchups. They explained well, they had a really good reasoning for why Kimimaro dies early, and they said that I think the clan, like the Kaguya clan with the bone stuff, they all die early. And the reason is that if your bones could become as hard as steel, like they do, your bones would have basically you'd have a degenerative disease caused by the fact that your bones could be as hard as steel. Like you'd get like I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's essentially something like kind of you like how super hardcore bodybuilders, like, yeah, they look great, you know, they're gonna gross sometimes, you know, when they do, but then by the time they're like 50, 60, like they can't walk anymore, like their bodies are just gone, they can't like broken. So it's kind of like that in a little bit of a sense, like Kimimaro's Kekkei is the reason why him and all of his clan die early. So it's kind of like, yeah, something like that. I'm probably explaining very poorly, but yeah, no, it still looks sick. I had a mate at school. Me and three guys at school. We were the Naruto troop. If you ever wanted to get into Naruto, you come to us. We will pitch it to you like no one's pitched it before. But it was one of them. His favorite character was Kimimaro. Utterly obsessed. Because he's just cool. He's just a cool dude. And but like you kind of feel bad for him because he actually seems really nice as well. Like he's not evil. He's not evil the same way that like Orochimaru and Kabuto are evil. He's just, you know, him and Jugo are like best mates. Oh. Good question. Such a good question. It is a close tie between Itachi and Neji. Rest in peace, both of them. R.I.P. Especially Neji. R.I.P. Died too young. Yeah, I'd say they're probably my favourites. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, I would have said Sasuke hands down, Neji a close second. Itachi wouldn't have rated, but now, again, as I get older and wiser, my opinion shifts, and I think, yeah, Itachi just because he's just Itachi, and then Neji because he's just Neji. I think. I like Neji's, if you compare where he was to where he ended up, I like that arc, I think. Yeah. And then Itachi just because one of the best just characterizations, should I say, overall, I think. Who did I just play as? Darui. Lee? Ooh. Nice. See, Lee and I suppose Guy to an extent. Like, I think when I suppose my first proper experiences with Naruto was the games. I don't think I watched the anime until after I'd started playing the game, so my opinion of Lee and Guy was very lukewarm, just because I thought that they were these are your typical, like, those people, the weird, crazy ones that you always have in an anime. but my opinion of them has changed so much, like drastically, after I started watching the anime. No, I'll respect, yeah, I respect Lee. I respect that as a choice. I think Guy, after his Guy, especially by the end, oh my lordy, like, he's just fantastic. I actually love him so much. He's like, he's always, I absolutely love it when, just in anything, but when you've got like the, you know, the characters who, a bit jokey, or not jokey, but not like he's cracking jokes, but he's very out there, absurd in a sense, and then they go to serious mode, and it's just like, oh, okay, hidden badass, let's go. And Guy is one of those characters, for me anyway. I'm pretty, yeah, he's one of those characters, and I'm just like, when he goes serious, like the contrast between him and his normal self, yes, I live for it. Tamari, what up? What up? Welcome. You have joined us in the midst of some fave Naruto character discussions. It has, but it is oh so lovely to have you back. I hope you've been keeping well. Hope life has been treating you good. And yeah, not much else to say. Having some Naruto hot takes, hot takes today, but it's been good. It's been good. I'm loving it. Oh my. Okay. Next time I'm gonna actually put a counter on screen. Oh god, now my controller's just having that full-on meltdown. There we go. How many times my controller disconnects? Sorry if I sound like a broken record at this point. Oh, what has been the hottest take? They've actually all been... they've actually, like, me and Michael Richards Cythias, we've all seemed to be on the same page quite often. Quite a lot. What has been the hottest take? I'd say... Just scroll through, just remind myself of our hot takes. Oh, that's something. I don't know if it's the hottest take, but it was like the one right at the start that me and the others were all in agreement on. That OG Naruto is better than Shippuden. Yeah, is on the same page. Yeah, that's yeah. Shippuden is not as good as just OG Naruto. Yeah. So is that too spicy for you, Tamari? Is it too much? Have we? Is your heart broken? Kakuzu and Yangara. Oh my god, okay, this bonnet's getting too itchy. Okay, that's better. fair. Fair. When you say the resolution, do you mean like screen resolution, or do you mean like ending of the story? Sorry, I'm just like, that's probably a really dumb question. But okay. Okay. I thought so. Who was I just playing as? Oh my goodness. Kakuzu. Yeah, because I think we were, when we were thinking about why we prefer the OG, well, at least, yeah, it's sort of like we seem to be that the fight seemed more, well, yeah, my thing was that the fight seemed more creative, I guess, or there's more, like, they're far more character driven, there's a lot, like, going on. It's not just flashy, cool attacks for the sake of it. There's like proper, I don't want to say grit, probably sounding way too cheesy at this point. And then like Michael Rich was saying that that the storyline, or the story just seemed to flow better. It was just, yeah, just the flow from one arc to the next just seemed a bit more natural. Yeah, whereas Shippuden kind of jumps the shark in a lot of ways. Like it don't get us wrong, it has got its highlights, undoubtedly. Like it's got the highest highs, I guess. Yeah, actually, that's probably a good way to put it. Shippuden is like whoosh like that in terms of quality, cohesiveness. It's sort of that, where Naruto is like high and kind of just low, so it doesn't get the same high highs, but also doesn't get the lowest lows. Like that, yeah. Yeah, that's probably how I'd put it. Did I just pick? I've just played as Garo, haven't I? Oh my goodness. Okay, young Obito, that's what we're doing. And normal Obito. I say normal, adult. Yes, I would agree with that. 100%. Yeah, like the whole, you don't get 1,000 years of death anymore. You don't get that in Shippuden. I mean, is the bell exercise that Naruto and Sakura end up redoing, is that like the last moment of levity before the death and pain and destruction ensues? Like you don't get you no longer get the filler episodes where you got a whole episode of the Golden Trio trying to get see what's under Kakashi's mask. You don't get that anymore. Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. It's kind of like how like Pixar films, or like the later sequels of the films, they tend to get, there's a lot more in them for the people who would have watched them when they were kids. Like there's a lot more themes in them now that they're old. Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I do think, yeah, I definitely do agree that Shippuden's far more mature. I think Naruto's still has the most, like, just brutal, like, I say brutal, like, the whole Jiraiya, the end of Jiraiya, literally, that was just painful. That was painful to watch, and not like in a cringe, awful way. That was just hard. Like I never particularly cared for Jiraiya as a character, and that just okay. I care now. I care now a lot. Yeah. Okay, Kabuto Chio. Oh. Okay, after this set, I'm gonna do 10 more fights after this, and then I will call it a day. So my goal is to get to 6,290 fights, which after this, and I'll update it after this, is we are at 6,300. So I've got 10 more fights after this to get to my goal. And I would have gotten to that goal sooner if it wasn't for some utterly ridiculous, stupid, awful matchups right at the start. Had like 10-10 versus Chio, both of which fighting styles completely act as the perfect counter to each other. Either that or I was just playing rubbishly. Probably the latter. TBH. Knowing me, more the latter. Oh no, wrong one. Chio and Kabuto. Oh, and actually tomorrow, another hot take which Scythius actually brought up, which was actually really interesting, and I actually do agree to some extent. So he thought that Naruto's, or the explanation, I suppose, of Naruto's whole history, and not from like just explaining who Minato and Kushina were, but like the fact that he's a descendant of, you know, the sage of the sixth path, and like he has all this specialness to him. Was probably, it would have been better if he had just been a kid who was unluckily enough got the Nine Tails, but beyond that there's nothing remarkable about his lineage, I suppose, in the sense that, like, you know, the whole point, I guess, or one of the points of his characters was that, or of his character, was that he just kind of came from nothing, just appeared in the village one day, and just through determination, courage, not going to give up, being nice to people, helping people, valuing his friends, all of that, that's how he grew to be so important and prominent. But it wasn't the fact that, but he was special anyway, because he's descended from whatevs, and he's got the superpowers of the superpowers, sort of thing. But he became that way just because of his virtues, I suppose. Yeah. So you didn't need the he's the chosen one kind of thing that it ended up becoming. Yeah. So I think it was part of the hot takes, but I like it. I think it's actually a really solid opinion. another thing that, again, I feel that they've retconned it. They fully retconned it. Is, and I don't know if it's just Bandai Namco not knowing what to do, or not knowing how it all works. So in this, does that, gets the darkness around his eyes. Why does he do that? Is it because he's got some connection to Shukaku, or it's because he's Gaara's dad? Like, is that why he gets it? But I'm like, well, that's not the case, because, and I can't remember where I read it, but I read it somewhere, like when I feel like it's got some connection to the PS2 games, but I remember reading it somewhere that the reason that Gaara has the dark rings around his eyes is, you know, you could say, oh, it's because Shukaku does, but it was actually in, like, he can't sleep, because if he's, like, back in the day when he was still crazy, he couldn't sleep, because if he did, basically the Shukaku's like, great, you're asleep, you can't control what I do, I'm just now going to come out and destroy the village. So to stop that from happening, he couldn't sleep. And so the rings were like essentially stylized like dark eye circles because he hasn't slept. Which I would bet money on it that I've read it somewhere and it was canon. I'll bet my life on it. And so I always had that, I've always carried that opinion, even though, you know, when he's got a handle on things, and he obviously can sleep, he's still got that dark eye circle, so I suppose it just became a thing. Or does he? Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He still has them anyway. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like, was that an unintentional retcon? That it's like, oh no, he just has it because of Shukaku the same way that Naruto has the FUFS thingies. I don't know. I feel like I've now, you know, you get to a point where you're reaching for details far more than you need to. Okay, and Sugetsu. Bam. Fab. Okay, 6 more fights. And that will be us for today. So who we got? Hidan and Utakata. Oh my god, Gidley Aunt. I'm gonna have to just hold the controller like this, to be honest. maybe that's the challenge. Oh my lordy. Try and win fights with this as the controller. I've got to keep the cord falling down this way. I'm just gonna play games like this now. It's the only way to stop the controller disconnecting. Lovely. I swear to God, Hidan does far less damage than you would expect him to. Oh my God. I do need to do the rest of the fights like this, or else that happens. Oh. There we go. Okay. In fact, you know what? I might. Maybe there's the time 9:03. That should be alright. Oh. I'm just gonna play like that. Pro gamer style. Play like all the little cool kids on the TV ads where they play like whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh my God. I knew that was about to happen as soon as I did it. Where, you know, the normies think that tilting the controller is going to do anything. But I'm gonna now. Oh God! Now my arm's hurting. Just gonna do this to cheese and then. No. Oh great, lovely. Right, now we've got Karin and Han, which should actually be... And then we've got Naruto, Kurama and young Ino after that, which these should actually be 4 quick fights. And actually no, I shouldn't say that, because every time I do, they don't end up being quick fights. They're being drawn out slog fests, because the AI decides just to have a day where it just goes absolutely wild. Counters everything, knows exactly when to throw ninja tools to interrupt all of your attacks, and you just have an absolutely rubbish time. Okay, no, this fight actually is fast. Oh, lovely, lovely jubbly. And Han, who has got the most, if you ever, should I do it? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll try and finish with his ultimate, because the cut-in image, if you look at his left hand, or the hand closest to the screen, it is, they've obviously taken a freeze frame from a shot in the anime, where the animators, it was obviously like mid-jump, and the animators didn't get all the proportions of the hand correct, so it looks a bit ghastly, like all of his bones are broken, which I always just find so funny that they use that as the cut-in image. Like sometimes I feel like Bandai Namco, you need to hire me, because I will pick the coolest looking cut-in images. So it's coming up. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What is that hand? Am I missing something on it? Is it just a perspective and his fingers are actually bent like that, but it just looks like he's got the stubbiest fingers known to man. I feel like that actually might be the case. But I don't know. Right, last 2 fights of the day. And there. And if I look at the fights on the next day, So on Sunday, we've actually got some good ones. We actually got some great matchups coming up. Got lots of Hakus and lots of Nejis. So we know they're going to go. They're going to go by with a quickness. Oh, dang. Lovely. Right, last fight of the day. Who was I just playing as? And who was I just facing? A better question. There. And I'll do one more of those. Fab. Excuse me. And gorgeous. Fabulous and gorgeous. Okay. That is that. So, update of the fights remaining. Because we are down to 6,280. Alright. Which is, overall, we're about 43.5% of the way there. And it's been about 9 months since we started. What's this? Someone sent a message. They sent a message to me? Oh no, they just put in the all staff chat. Never mind. Okay, anyway. I will call it a day there. And what? I'll call it a day there. Tomorrow I'll be back on around the same time for hopefully the end. And I don't say hopefully because I want it to end, but I thought I would get to the end last week, but I didn't. Hopefully the end of Mystical Ninja. And then Saturday will be Trails, Cold Steel, almost finished there. I think I've got maybe 2 or 3 more goes of that. And then Sunday morning will be day 66 of Naruto, where we'll get down to 6,000. Oh wait, no, I've just realised I've done the wrong set of fights remaining. That's better. Okay, anyway, day 66, where we're gonna get down to 6,190. We're gonna do 100 fights next time, and then because it's a long weekend, got Monday as well, so it might be a Naruto stream or it might be a trail stream. I'll see how I feel, see how I go. But that'll be me. The opposite of preamble done. I hope y'all have a fabulous time. Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate your company as always. I hope y'all have a fabulous morning, afternoon, night, evening. Morning, afternoon, evening, night, 2 a.m. in the morning, wherever you is. I'll see you later, Satyas. Have a nighty morning as well to you. And I will catch you all on the next one. Stay rested, stay well, stay hydrated. I need like a script I read off of this because I've got so many little bits. But yeah, stay well, stay hydrated, stay fabulous, stay fruity fresh. and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.